Hi guys, I am going to talk today about self-love and self-confidence. I know some people might think, self-love, what is it? It doesn't make any sense. How can you love yourself? You are yourself. If you're going to say that you can't love yourself, that also means that you wouldn't be able to judge yourself. Now, I think all of us judge ourselves sometimes. We evaluate our own actions, our own behavior. We look at ourselves from an outer perspective and judge ourselves. We all have thoughts sometimes like, did I do this right? Should I have done this? I'm a good person, I'm a bad person. It's all about reflecting on something that you did, reflecting on your own image, and judging it, having an opinion about it. So, self-confidence. The problem with self-confidence is that, so you have two options. You can look for outward validation. For your opinion of yourself, you can look to what other people think about you, or you can look for internal validation. And I think everyone needs that internal validation, but it's hard to get it, especially when you're used to people criticizing you. Because I think every human has some tendency to look for external validation and to get confidence from positive feedback from others. But the problem with this is that if you rely on this external confidence, you can be, for example, in a part of your life where you're very respected and looked up to, and you are very high in your confidence, and you think, whoa, I'm so confident. But if then one day something happens and suddenly people dislike you for some reason, or maybe you were very good at something and all of a sudden you just failed, people don't respect you for that anymore, then your confidence level can just plummet, because all of it was built from how other people perceive you. One way to build inner confidence is by being kind to yourself, because you have to be strong enough so that even if people don't like you, you know that you like yourself. And people are always judging your actions rather than who you are inside, because only you know yourself fully, or maybe the people closest to you. Your inner critic is the thing that lowers your self-confidence. You need this inner voice that should say like, I'm valuable, I'm a good person, I have good intentions. If you treat yourself right and you realize that you deserve respect, you're also going to be less tolerant of other people treating you with no respect, because you're used to it and you realize that that's not okay. What happens is that when you get angry at yourself, you're fighting with yourself. We all have like our inner child and our inner critic. If you judge yourself very negatively, in the end, if you're already feeling bad, it's just going to make you feel worse, because now you also have some conflict in your mind. Your inner child is feeling sad, right? And then your inner critic is like, how dare you do this? There is the option to negotiate with yourself. One thing that's important is, don't judge yourself, but judge your actions. And if your inner child needs something, just take care of their needs. If your inner child is scared, for example, try to reassure them instead of thinking, well, I'm a coward or something like that. Just think to yourself like, your emotions are valid, because there's a reason why you feel these emotions, whatever they are. And then if you're not happy with your own behavior, you can still criticize your behavior, but don't criticize yourself, okay? So like, if you, for example, you wanted to work on something and then you didn't do it, and then you think to yourself, whoa, I don't know, I'm a bad person, or I'm lazy, or whatever, then instead you should say or think to yourself like, okay, I'm not happy with how this went and I want to change my behavior. And if, for example, the reason why you didn't do anything was maybe because you're very perfectionistic and you're afraid of the outcome, you see, so you have to analyze, why am I reacting like this? And maybe then you can think, okay, maybe I need to get more self-confidence so that if I mess up, it doesn't ruin my self-image, so that I can be less perfectionistic, and that I don't procrastinate anymore, something like that. And thinking about that, like, okay, I'm not happy with how this went, and then discuss, I guess, with yourself, we're going to do this differently. I think it's important to kind of build some trust for yourself so that you can take care of yourself properly and of your own mental health and mental needs. And I don't think pressure is the only way to get things done. We actually know, it's been proven, that it works better to work with rewards than with punishment, because with punishment we're just going to rebel and we feel inner pain. And a reward brings a motivation other than fear. If you trust yourself, you bring some sort of inner peace that you're just like, I know that I'm not going to be attacking myself if I make a mistake. Just in the same way that if you have a guardian, for example, who hits you when you make a mistake, you're going to live, if you live with them in the same house, you're going to live in fear of making mistakes you're not going to feel at peace when you want to leave. But if your inner critic keeps beating you up, well, you're not going to get rid of yourself, obviously. You have to live with yourself. This is a pretty serious thing. If you're going to keep beating yourself up, you're destroying your own self-image. And that's dangerous because that can lead to depression. As I'd say like this, so treat yourself like you would treat a friend or someone you look up to, someone you care about, not someone you're free to criticize because you deserve respect. Of course, this is especially important for people who already have low self-confidence. People who are very confident may not need this message, because some people also think that confidence can be easily make you arrogant, but arrogance and confidence is not the same thing. Confidence is about loving and respecting yourself. Arrogance is about thinking you're better than somebody else. So that was this video, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Where's my notebook? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So we can have opinions. Yes, that's definitely a word. So an example might be, for example,